Hi everyone. Today, an interesting recording that is emerging from a question that we get a lot under different shapes and forms and colors. How is the gathering regenerative? What does it mean to be a regenerative organization? What is a regenerative team? How effectively do we apply the principles that we talk about so much at our own level and at the level of this organization that we're building together? Victor, why don't you get us started with how is it regenerative for, well, the first people that are part of the group, the participating organizations?
Yeah, so this is at the core of it, of course. And for the participating organizations, it's regenerative because it's an opportunity to celebrate, become inspired and energized. And certainly regeneration is holistic, so the celebration part is integral to it. Of course, to connect with the ecosystem, to start projects together, to test and validate ideas, and absolutely crucially, the gathering is an opportunity. It's a serendipity accelerator. So it's an opportunity to find partners, clients, team members, to build community, to bring in human energy into your company, your project, your village, your community. And Audrey, how is it regenerative for the land and the project that's hosting us?
I just have to say, I really love the term serendipity accelerator. That's a good one, I think. Yes, so for the land and the host project, the first thing is that this is not set in stone, but so far the gathering has had a different home every time. We started in the south of Portugal, we're now in the north. And for me, there's really this beautiful principle of regenerative itinerance, right? So this idea that where we move and where the gathering goes, we bring energy for change, for regeneration, for collaboration, sort of sparkling the seeds of the vision and the ethos that we carry everywhere we go. For me, there is something that is absolutely essential, which is around working in collaboration with the space and with what is already there. So first taking the time as permaculture principles that most of us know about to observe, right? And to see what's there, what is alive, where does the energy want to go, and to anchor the gathering in place rather than coming on top of something that already exists. So it's a lot about asking for the needs of the land that is hosting us and the partners that we're developing this project with, and partly at least shaping the gathering around those needs, right? So that again, we come into a space that we respect, and of course the gathering has its own culture, but it aligns with what is there. And then the last thing for me is really to bring this space into the awareness of all the camp catalysts, the camp builders, and the participants of the gathering, and encouraging them as much as we can to work with the space through the activities that they design for the gathering, and the spaces that they create themselves. Over to you, Victor, for the next one. How does it contribute to the regenerative ecosystem at large?
Yeah, so for me, this is something that's really important to me. I'm thinking about it more and more of how do we build the ecosystem, and what I really have come to believe, and the reason that I have no doubt that regeneration will succeed, is because we collaborate better as an ecosystem, because we recognize value in more dimensions than just financial, because we have this shared underlying purpose, values, view of the world. I really do believe that the regenerative ecosystem can collaborate much better than the legacy ecosystem. But for this, we need to learn how to do this, collaborate better. We need to move from planting. Now it feels like projects are individual trees planted far apart. We need to move to thinking of how do we grow the forest. And this is a key contribution that I believe the gathering can make. And we do this through giving all the participants the opportunity to fully live the regenerative culture all day, every day for 5 days. We are creating a communications and storytelling stream, telling the stories of the participants and of the movement, about the amazing things that are being created. So as I see it, we are contributing to building the mycelium of the ecosystem to more effectively distribute support, resources, learning, wisdom throughout this ecosystem and between the ecosystems, right? For us, regeneration includes sustainability, includes post-growth circular economy. So it's this move for us, it's a movement of movements, and creating the interconnection is our contribution. But regeneration goes down as well as global. And if it's not regenerative for us, it's not a regenerative project. So Audrey, how would you say regeneration, the gathering is regenerative for us as a team? You are muted.
Sorry. First of all, we're still looking relatively fresh, I think, and it's 47 days until the event. So I guess that's the proof that we're regenerating ourselves in the process. But more seriously, there's a lot of different elements that are interconnected. And I think it's actually quite hard to pinpoint what does it mean to have a regenerative team. But here is, how I feel about it. The first element for me is this idea of transparency and learning that are sort of working together within the team. So how can we really embed learning within the way we work and our overall support to the gathering of tribes, right? So we've built our understanding and our connection to the ecosystems in a deep way, at least for me, for this year. So there is always this element of, I guess, joy and fun and curiosity that is not childish, but definitely childlike in a way for me that is just part of the work of the gathering. I mean, we've both said a lot, right? That we've spent between 6 and 9 months just speaking to the most incredible humans and inspiring project out there, which is, not really far from my idea of a dream job. There's one that's very important for me. It's our ability to create safer spaces within the team, meaning our ability to use our own team as a live testing ground for growth and dialogue and for creating safer spaces that can then radiate outside. This is one that is so dear to my heart, honestly, and that is definitely imperfect in essence, always. But this ability, of course, we're working together on this event. It's a lot, it's intense. Our team is too small. We don't have enough money, like most people in the ecosystem, but that means that issues arise, right? And our ability, between us, but also with the wider team to actually have the harder conversations and hold the space and disagree and so on and so forth is just primordial to us being able to talk about those topics in the way that we do outside, right? And this links into, you always say that, but do we still want to work together on the 16th or 17th of September 2024, right? And I completely agree with this as I guess, our main indicator of success or a KPI for this. I think this is a nice segue into the next one, which is around how is the gathering regenerative for the gathering. So I guess what I said, but take it up to organizational level.
Yeah, so connecting with the team, I want to publicly say I love working with you. So my goal is to continue to create a gathering that will enable us to continue working together much longer and build out a team where we can have a bigger group together working as regeneratively as we are on bigger things too, because the ecosystem, I believe, needs it, right? It's not about aggrandizement for me or for you, though. We want this to be sustainable first and then regenerative as well. So in terms of the gathering being the regenerative for the gathering, this is a key thing. I believe we need to use this year's gathering to sense and build energy for future gatherings, to understand what the ecosystem needs, right? The source, I threw out a bunch of ideas. You've engaged all of the camp builders and people have engaged, but we need to learn, right? Where certain things are flowing, certain things are not flowing. And it's a action learning, foreseeing of what makes sense and what the ecosystem needs. And from this learning, where as the gathering we fit in and how we can contribute better and more. Of course, as you said, we've talked to amazing people, and this has already enabled us to build energy and partnerships for future events. And definitely this year's gathering, we need to think how to organize this. It's a invitation for whoever might be interested in joining the gathering team in the future, for us to have conversations of what is the team that's needed for the next level. So I guess, what is the next stage of growth and development for the gathering? What is the team that we need, and who would like to be part of this team? So come to the gathering if you want to grow and develop the gathering with us.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. I love that the gathering itself is really an embodiment of the concepts that we talk so much about around emergence. I feel like there is such a strong core to the gathering and the vision that you brought forward. We're quite clear on our vision. I mean, the vision came out in about 10 seconds, right, in our first team retreat. But then there's a lot around it that is really emergent. And for me, it's about where's the water going, right? Like, where is there energy that we can harvest? Where is there no energy actually? And how can we play with this while keeping this really strong core of, yeah, creating a culture of collaboration for the regenerative ecosystem?
And this, I think we're coming close into celebrating a year together working on this.
Yeah.
I think we've emerged the DNA. We're sharing it now, the DNA for the gathering that we've emerged. I feel very confident about. I mean, some of the language and things needs to be tuned, but the pieces that are there, I think, are very strong. And I do hope that this will act as an attractor, and whoever is excited about these 6 pieces of DNA that we have put together is the right people, and will be the team that can then take it out into the world, bigger, better, more contributing, wider, more global. Let's have fun.
Thank you so much, everyone. Any last words, Victor? You feel complete?
How can I top let's have fun?
Amazing. See you for the next one, everyone. And yeah, thank you for tuning in.